2025. Well, it's a brand new month, the month of July, the 7th month in the year, and well, July, we wish you also a prosperous and happy month ahead. Our conversation, in case you are tuning into the program for the very first time, conversation is where we bring you stories making the major headlines in the dailies. We try to give you top-notch analysis. In due course, we get to open the phone lines. We invite you to be a part of the flow of our little talk shop as we try to analyze, to decipher, to understand and discern those major happenings around their country, our nation, and our world, as reported by the dailies, Monday to Saturdays, except Sundays. We are here, and that, in a nutshell, is what we do on Conversation. That's why the program is called Conversation. Our thoughts, views, and opinions, what we will be sharing with you as presenters and analysts, not the corporate views of the Broadcasting Corporation of Oyo State. And we are networking on Okyogo FM 96.3. That's our sister station in Alaga in the Okyogo of the state, Agility FM, Gambari, Ogumosho on the 92.1 FM dial. And no one beats our reach. All over this great state, we are there. Beyond the Oyo State, we are there, and beyond the shores of Nigeria. Just latch on via the social media platform Facebook, precisely at BCOS, and you are on to Conversation. Once again, wherever you are listening across the world, you are welcome. My name is Tola Teriba.
And yes, my name is Bimbo Akombi. Thank you very much for tuning in, and well, I want to wish you all too a happy new month, July 1st, 2025. And yes, Conversation is the program, and well, it is quite a wet day, a wet morning.
It is.
Rainy day, and yes, and we are still here to give you our best on the program Conversation and to serve you. Yes, to stories proper. I have this one here talking about PDP factions now. The imbroglio that has been bedeviling the party for some time now, and I think there are some solutions now that are coming up. PDP factions close ranks and affirm Anyanwu as national secretary, and it is said that PDP is fully united, no factions or coalitions. That is according to governors. And security operatives stop PDP BOT, that is Board of Trustees, meeting, seal headquarters, that is the party's headquarters, and Bode George alleges federal government's interference. Police, they have reacted. Police never sealed PDP secretariat in Abuja, that is according to the Federal Capital Territory Command of the Nigeria Police. And it says personnel deployed only to maintain law and order. And another one says no victor, no vanquished. PDP secretary one, says Saraki. Let me quickly go through these excerpts. The People's Democratic Party PDP has reaffirmed Senator Samuel Anyanwu as its substantive national secretary, thereby ending weeks of internal wrangling and speculation over the position. The decision was reached during the party's 100th National Executive Committee meeting held at the party's National Secretariat in Abuja yesterday. And briefing journalists after the session, PDP's acting national chairman, Ambassador Umar Iliya Damagum, said the meeting had a single agenda: to review the outcome of the party's recent engagement with Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) on the matter. And also speaking at the party, I see that the chairman of the PDP Governors Forum and Bauchi State Governor Senator Bala Mohammed declared that the party is united, dismissing any notion of factions, coalitions, or internal divisions within the party. I think maybe the PDP, they have just brought their acts together, to ensure that well, they remain united and close ranks, and ensure that nothing again happens within the party leadership.
Well, good for them if they are. But what about the other faction? We were told that there was another faction, and I wonder where does Chief Bode George belong?
Well, I don't really understand that too, because the governors of the PDP are saying PDP is fully united, no factions or coalitions.
Oh, okay. We'll see. I mean, the days and months ahead will tell if indeed they have actually closed ranks and all is well within the party. But then people are still jumping boats, and the APC actually beat its chest yesterday to say that five governors are still going to be coming. So, and that could be a major political blow to the PDP.
And they have ruled 3 already, remaining 2.
All right, on Rivers State, so the Reps Committee queries proposed 24 billion naira for CCTV installation, 30 billion naira for purchase of gun boats. I was talking about the budget that was recently approved by, I think, by the Senate now. And it says here, Rivers Emergency Law Reps query proposed 24 billion for CCTV installation, and query 30 billion naira for purchase of gun boats, 23 billion naira contingency reserves. And they have issued the 24-hour ultimatum for presentation of 1.48 trillion naira budget details. The House of Representatives Ad hoc Committee on Rivers State on Monday issued a 48-hour ultimatum to the sole administrator, Vice Admiral Ibok Eke Abbas, to submit breakdown of major expenditures in the 1.48 trillion appropriation bill 2025. The majority leader, Representative Julius Irubere, who issued the ultimatum in Abuja during the budget defense session, explained that the committee had gone through the budget as presented by the sole administrator and had raised several issues. He had also directed the sole administrator to submit the 2025-27 medium-term expenditure framework, which, as required by the provisions of the Constitution, which should precede budget presentation. And Irubere queried the proposed 24 billion for closed-circuit television and CCTV cameras to be installed in the government house. It's just for the government house. Oh, I thought it was meant for maybe the whole of Port Harcourt or the whole of Rivers State. Requested for the breakdown. He also requested for details of the allocations to local government councils in the last 3 months so as to weigh into the debt financing, transfers to local governments, and how funds allocated are being managed. Well, now what I'm wondering here, is that at the House of Representatives now, are they quoting the figures allocated to these projects, or are they quoting the imperativeness, the necessity of the projects? Now, 24 billion naira CCTV for government house
alone.
Well, I don't know, Bimbo.
Yeah, but you know, there is this insinuation that any state that has been imposed with emergency rule and as sole administrators, they are at liberty to spend. Yes, but they should, spend and do the needful, so that people will see what they have spent the money for. Well, it happened in some states earlier. They have the liberty to spend. Don't let me say anyhow, but I've said it already. Anyhow, yes.
Well,
and nobody will can question them. I'm not too sure whether the House of Reps can also can question them. I'm not too sure about that. But
that's why the confusion sets in, Bimbo, because I don't know. Say emergency rule. Maybe there are all sorts of emergency rule. In an ideal situation, whatever they say they want to spend is approved expressly.
Yes.
But now, but this is democracy, so maybe they have to be the sole administrator, and the River State government still have to be subject to certain aspects of the Constitution.
Yes.
But then, that at the risk of sounding like a broken record, I always try to look at the moral aspect of things. Bimbo, 24 billion naira. CCTV for government house, and then some people would sit down very comfortably to approve that. For me, well, I said to approve it because for me, all this, I think all this is just formality. All this been done by the House of Reps. It's probably a done deal.
Yes.
So now, at risk of sounding like a broken record, I often say this, that the universities, how much is being requested for the revitalization of universities. Our universities, federal universities in a very sorry state, and 24 billion naira is being spent on installing CCTV just for government house alone in one state. And I do not know why the politicians do not see these things, why they do not seem to understand that it is always better to build people and to build the future. Yes, it is very imperative to secure government house. It is very imperative to secure everywhere. But then, that amount is what I do not understand.
You are wondering about
and, it's going to cover just government house alone. And well, gun boats, 30 billion for purchase of gun boats.
Yeah, you remember the rehabilitation of the in the same in Abuja
International Conference
Center. You remember the amount being used, that was used to rehabilitate or reconstruct. I don't understand, because I remember that you said it was not that the ICC International Conference Center in Abuja was just being built with that such amount.
They renovated. Well, here, the Senate President has been doing some talking yesterday at an event, and he was talking about human capital development. Exactly what I'm talking about here now, human capital development, which is more imperative as against infrastructure development. Both are very important, but if you build infrastructure and you don't build people, for me, you are just fooling yourself, and you are just postponing the evil day. The people you refuse to build will destroy the infrastructure you built. Well, this is about the best thing for me that Mr. Akpabio has said in a very long time. It says here, Akpabio seeks increased investment in human capital to match growing population. The President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, said on Monday that Nigeria must invest more in human capital development amid its growing population, currently around 227.9 million. He spoke at the National Assembly in Abuja when the Senate Committee on Tertiary Institutions and Tech Fund, chaired by Senator Muntari Dandutse, held a public hearing on 6 bills to establish tertiary institutions. And the proposed new tertiary institutions are listed here. And says that Akpabio was represented at the session by his deputy, Senator Barau Jubrin. Now, quoting Senator Akpabio now, he noted, our population continues to grow, and so must our investments in human capital, adding that the University of Technology, Health Sciences, Education and Vocational Studies were vital in preparing a workforce capable of driving innovations in the country, as well as transforming its economic fortunes. Like I said, this for me is about the best thing that the Senate President has said in a very long time. He has a penchant for controversial statements, but this one is very, very good, I think. And then, even if he just said it for the sake of saying it, at least he has said it. And well, I hope the authorities will work their talk, even on the establishment of these new institutions and that adequate funding, rather than spending hundreds of billions on renovating ICC. Well, that has already been done, but then in the future, why not channel some of that good money to these institutions that are coming up, and what I said before.
Yes, even the health sector, the health sector too. Now, rivers again have been bedeviled with so many problems, so many troubles. Suspended Governor Fubara, was suspended, emergency rule was imposed, and a sole administrator was appointed. Now, I think a truce has been, arranged somehow, somewhere, and I think what I'm seeing now, I think it is getting too fast for my liking. Talking about President Bola Tinubu, who is reportedly preparing to reinstate the suspended governor of Rivers State, Siminalayi Fubara, I think next month or so. Yes, and the Rivers State House of Assembly later this month, yes, they had, following the successful brokering of a truce between Fubara and his predecessor, current Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, FCT, Nyesom Wike. Yes, that's between Wike and Fubara. And the presidency sources told reporters that Tinubu is considering Fubara's return to office after a closed-door reconciliation meeting held Thursday night at the presidential villa in Abuja, and the meeting was attended by both Fubara and Wike alongside the suspended Speaker of the Rivers State House of Assembly, Martin Amawole, and several lawmakers. So that is the situation about the reinstatement. I feel that the sole administrator will have to finish his term of 6 months. I don't know.
Yeah, it will. But in the meantime, Mr. Wike has continued to receive accolades and big pats on the back from Mr. President of what he has been able to achieve within his 2 years in office as FCT Minister. We're talking about infrastructure and urban renewal. Tinubu to Wike, continue to shine your light. Nigeria sees it. History will record it. As FCT Minister halts 11,000 hectare land grabbing by University of Abuja. Well, University of Abuja now is being accused of land grabbing, and the FCT Minister is claiming to have stopped that. Well, President Bola Tinubu asked for the Federal Capital Territory FCT Minister, Barrister Nyesom Wike, to continue to shine his light over the quality of his performance in office as minister, saying Nigeria sees it and history will record it. The President, who was represented by the Speaker, House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas, disclosed this on Monday while inaugurating the newly completed access roads in Giri district of the nation's capital, Abuja. It is one of the projects lined up in the 17-day schedule for inauguration of projects executed by the Federal Capital Territory Administration, FCTA, under the watch of Mr. Wike to mark the second anniversary of the President. Well, I don't know if people reading between the lines if the President is truly happy with Mr. Wike over this series of infrastructure development projects, or is really happy with him for being a good boy to the ruling party, the APC, and for being part of efforts to gear up and shoot up the fortunes of the APC ahead of the next elections, and also maybe, like I said, for being APC in PDP clothing. I don't know which of these the President is happier about the inauguration of projects in the FCT, development of the FCT, or the political aspect of Mr. Wike. Well, I don't know where good for Mr. Wike. Well, at least he's doing this thing, and like I said, infrastructure, very much part of social and economic development. But then, like I always say, if you refuse to build people, the people who refuse to build will eventually be the ones to ruin the infrastructure you have built. And you begin to wonder as a leader, why are people so wicked? Why are people so insensitive? Why are Nigerians so destructive? We are not thinking of the fact that when you build infrastructure, you have refused to build people. So I'll always continue to say this, like I said, at the risk of sounding like a broken record. Good to develop infrastructure, but you must also learn to improve on social services. That is one very good way to build people. When you improve on social services, people will be able to build themselves. Yes,
and they will really appreciate those efforts for them to be able to build themselves. And now, this is talking about the Federal Capital Territory now. Again, Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, the federal government, as yesterday arraigned the suspended senator representing Kogi Central, Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, before the Federal High Court in Abuja on a fresh 6-count charge. Yes, a fresh 6-count charge. The embattled lawmaker, who was earlier handed a 6-month suspension by the Senate, was in the charge alleged to have made a false assassination claim, and the defendant was said to have alleged that some politicians opposed to her were plotting to assassinate her. And according to the federal government, the lawmaker committed the alleged offense when she addressed her supporters in Kogi State and during a live broadcast on a private TV station on April 3. She was specifically accused of naming the Senate President Godswill Akpabio and the former governor of Kogi State, Alhaji Yahaya Bello, as participants in a meeting where the plot to eliminate her was allegedly hatched. Well, this issue had been on for some time. It did not start from here, the assassination claim. It started from somewhere, and it has come to this now. Now she has been docked again, afresh. Although she has gotten bail, but she has been docked, so she will, still be having her days in court.
Well, Senator Godswill Akpabio versus Senator Natasha Akpoti. Well, regardless of whoever is guilty or whoever is supposed to take the bigger blame for what is happening between them, I still admire the fighting spirit of Senator Natasha Akpoti. She has chosen to keep fighting. In some other cases, so the senator, the one who is supposed to be the, Senator Natasha Akpoti, maybe the one in a position in some other cases would have capitulated, would have decided, weighing the political exigencies and the political realities of the situation, and seeing that so many odds are against her in this case, even her fellow women, she would have decided, okay, let me go and make amends, make peace in secret, even if it means kneeling behind closed doors before the Senate presidents. And so far, we don't heard any insinuations or anything to suggest that she has done that. Rather, she has chosen to continue the fight. Yes, how far she would be able to go, how far she would be able to hold out is what I do not know.
Senator Akpoti Udua, I don't believe she, like you said, maybe going begging secretly somewhere. I don't think she's that kind of woman. And of course, well, I think she must have
is a politician. She might see the need to do this. Going to beg doesn't mean you are sorry.
Yes, I understand.
To protect your political future.
But I'm sure there must be some backers. You understand? Some people are, backing her up, saying Magbajo, Magba, wa jello. That is, I believe, maybe not.
Well, if there are any such people, there must be a very few. Like I said, even women, even our fellow women, they are not showing much support for her. Well, that's typical of African women anyway, and they hardly support their own.
Yes. And the Director of Public Prosecutions of the Federations, Mr. Mohammed Abubakar, informed the court that he had not filed any process to challenge her release on bail. And however, the DPPF urged the court to exercise its discretion and impose conditions that would ensure the defendant's presence during a trial. We'll take a short commercial break now. We'll be back.
Come on, sure you know say if you dey HIV positive, you and your partner fit live healthy, can't life.
You sure? I go like understand this talk. You fit explain now?
Yes, now. If you test positive and you dey take your antiretroviral medicine, you fit reduce the virus inside your body until you get undetectable viral load. Undetectable viral load means say the quantity of HIV virus inside your body don low sotey HIV test no fit see am, and undetectable equals untransmittable, or U equals U. Wey mean say you no fit pass the HIV virus inside your body give your partner through sex.
So you mean say if I test positive and I dey take my medicines as doctor talk, the HIV virus inside my body go become undetectable and untransmittable?
Confirm. That is why it's important to do the test and know your HIV status. If you test positive, take your medicine and then take right time.
This na better yarn. Everybody suppose know about U equals U, the value of testing and taking medicine if them test positive.
This message now from the Federal Ministry of Health inside partner with Nigeria and American people through PEPFAR.
Right, we're back, and the program is still Conversation on Oluyole 98.5 FM. But I've been wondering what's in St. Lucia for us. the president, well, seems very comfortable spending a lot of time in that country.
A lot of time. He's just been there for 2 days.
Well, I don't know how long he's going to spend, but it looks like it almost looks like he's been there forever. Well, it is most Saint Lucians formerly enslaved people were Nigerians. That's coming from the 7th president of Saint Lucia. And President Tinubu proposes visa waivers for OEC's official passport holders. Nigeria, Saint Lucia established diplomatic relations. Well, I guess it's about the fostering the economic interest of both nations. And I guess there must be something in that country for us, which is why the president has actually decided to spend days there to kind of forge that relation that will, like I said, foster the economic growth of both countries. It's a good initiative if it's going to bring anything positive to our own their nation.
Yes, if it goes to bring fortunes, good fortunes to Nigeria and Lucia. I think Lucia is in Brazil.
President of the St. Lucian Senate, Alvina Reynolds, underscored Nigeria and St. Lucian ancestral links by quoting the result of a British census conducted on the island in 1815, which showed that most of the residents came from Nigeria. Well, there were people that were enslaved. 16,282 enslaved people in St. Lucia that year. That is talking about the year 1815. Were born in Africa. Of these, 34% were from Nigeria, 11% from Nigeria, Cameroon, and 22% from the Congo. I think it is an island nation, actually.
Yes, island nation. Yes. Now you remember Diziani. Diziani Alison Madueke, controversies concerning seized assets and so, and a federal high court has fixed October 6th to air ex-minister Diziani's suit against the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. That is October 6th. And yes, Mrs. Alison Madueke is seeking to stop the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, from selling off all the property seized from her. And Justice Abubakar Umar adjourned to enable the former minister, who was represented by Minister Godwin Iyibo, to respond to processes the anti-graft agency served on her. And she told the court that the EFCC had, pursuant to a notice it issued in 2023, and acting in breach of her fundamental right to fair hearing, commenced a public sale of by auction assets that were linked to her. And that is what is happening to her now, right now.
Well, the fight goes on Alison Madueke versus the Nigerian government, and perhaps versus the people of Nigeria.
Nigeria, yes.
Beware of fake loan portal Nel Fund alerts students. The Nigeria Education Loan Fund, Nel Fund, has warned students to be cautious of a fake portal with fraudulent messages currently circulating online. According to the news agency of Nigeria, this is contained in a statement in Abuja on Monday by the fund's Director of Strategic Communications, Mrs. Oseyemi Oluwatui. Oluwatui said the information contained in the online messages were misleading. And I quote, "The attention of Nel Fund has been drawn to a fraudulent message currently circulating online, falsely claiming that President Bola Tinubu has directed the reopening of the Nel Fund student loan portal. The portal is with a link to a fake website, https://nelfund-student-loan-2005.r.com/nelfund/, which will categorically state that this website is fake and the information contained in the message false and misleading. So I deliberately took this so that students can be on the alert, do not fall victim of scammers.
Yes, actually, myself and my colleagues, some of my colleagues, we were discussing about this kind of, online, online distribution of money and the grants and all those. They were workers. They are workers. and they really believe in it. I was telling them that, look, all these things that you are doing, haven't you, didn't you see all what happened in the past with some of these online, distribution systems and grant schemes? Not to talk about students. So many students will fall for it. I am sure, very sure of that. And let's talk about workers too. They will actually fall for it. They will.
But APC, listen to this, Bimbo. APC needs Yahaya Bello as Ganduje's replacement, says Kogi Group. A pressure group, Kogi Unity Forum, has backed the former Kogi State Governor Alhaji Yahaya Bello as possible successor of Dr. Abdullahi Ganduje, who resigned as the national chairman of the All Progressive Congress (APC) on Friday. In a statement on Monday, jointly signed by the national president Emma John Uhihene and national secretary Ocheja Ali Ogu, the group described the former governor as the leader our party needs now, because Bello's candidacy represents a perfect blend of youth, loyalty, and vision. Now, this group shamelessly endorsing Yahaya Bello
yes,
as a possible replacement for Alhaji Ganduje. But why am I not surprised, Bimbo? The one who resigned as the party's national chairman, Alhaji Ganduje.
I won't believe that he resigned. He allegedly resigned. Yes.
Oh, he did resign. Maybe not willingly. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
So even he had indictments of corruption, culpability of corruption hanging on his neck. Remember the Gandola matter?
Yes.
He was saying in a video stuffing dollars believed to be proceeds of corruption into his Babaliga.
Yes.
This was tendered in court, and the court said that that wasn't evidence enough to nail him. So if he can serve as the national chairman of the ruling party,
yes,
a very coveted and a very exalted position that is supposed to be occupied by people who are above board, in fact the leadership of any political party. So if he can lead them, the party, so why not Yahaya Bello? So I'm not surprised that this group that saying that Yahaya Bello, who is here to clear his name of corruption charges, who is facing trial in court. Yes, he has not been convicted, and no one has the right to call him a thief until he is convicted. But then for the very fact that he is facing those charges and he has not yet cleared himself, I wonder, like I said, why is a particular group shamelessly touting him to be the next national chairman of the APC?
No, of course, you should understand, it is all about cash, money. Yes, it is all about cash. Do you think this group will just come out and start hailing him and start saying yes, he should be picked as national chairman of the APC? No, it is all about money. Just
you think it's Mr. Yahaya Bello himself said putting this up as plans to come?
Yes.
So maybe his sins can be forgiven.
Yes.
Well, the group is saying that the choice of our next party chairman, who's going to the North Central region, must reflect the aspirations of both the APC and the Nigerian people. That is why Alhaji Yahaya Bello stands out. Koko are saying region. Oh, really? But APC fixes NEC for July 24, and Dalori assumes office as acting chair, NWC Mills Special Convention.
Well, that's that for that, and Nigerians have been in the news for about 2 weeks now for various crimes, ranging from drug trafficking, armed robbery, all sorts of crimes outside the shores of Nigeria. Now, this one says Ghana deports convicted Nigerian for smuggling fake $100,000. They convicted him. He's a lucky guy. Yes, very lucky. A Nigerian, and disappointingly, Aremo Adegboyega, a Yoruba man, convicted by a circuit court in Accra, Ghana, for smuggling counterfeit CFA francs worth over $100,000 into the country through an unauthorized border route, will be deported to Nigeria. and Justice Christiana Khan, who presided over the case, ordered his immediate deportation by the Ghana Immigration Service. And according to ASP Isaac Ankwada, as cited by a Ghanaian news outlet, The Chronicle, on Monday, Adegboyega was arrested in 2023 by customs officers stationed at the Aflao border while he was traveling on a motorcycle, and the 55-year-old 55-year-old was charged with 2 counts of possessing forged notes in violation of Section 18, subsection 2 of Ghana's Currency Act 1964, Act 242, as well as 1 count of illegal entry into the country. That means if he's deported now, he will be handed over to Nigerian security, agencies, and maybe he have to face his days in court, and at the end of the day, maybe a jail term. Why I said he was a lucky guy is that if it were some countries, after being nabbed, he would be tried and jailed there straight.
Oh, okay. He's been sent back to Nigeria.
Yes.
From which country now?
From Ghana, our neighboring country.
Oh, are you sure he would have preferred to go to jail in Ghana rather than go to jail in Nigeria? I mean, if you have to do a comparison of the conditions
yes,
of the prisons
in
both countries.
I'm not too sure about the conditions of prisons or correctional centers in Ghana.
It's better than ours, relatively better. Not perfect, but then. Alleged $1 billion fraud. Court rejects detained CBEX operators bail plea. And over 50,000 Nigerians test positive for TB, tuberculosis. That's coming from the Global Fund, an international NGO.
Yeah, you see, I always wonder how they get their facts and their details on various issues concerning health in Nigeria. Some will say random sampling. Which one is random sampling? And they will be so factual. I would just believe that will they now go to each state of the federation and go to all communities and states to know how many people have TB, how many people have HIV/AIDS, how many people have COVID-19, that is always why I'm always questioning these organizations giving us some details about some things that are happening to us in Nigeria.
Well, they talked about increased screening efforts nationwide. They were actually in Nigeria. It's not as if they sat somewhere and they were coming up with these figures. They said they successfully screened more than 50,000 people who are TB positive. But they said that they are unable to begin treatment for many due to limited resources. Well, it's up to the Nigerian health authorities to disprove or either disprove or confirm this. And we have this one, how aviation employees petition led to investigation of Sirika. Sirika, the former Minister of Aviation, Sirika,
yes,
and his daughter and son-in-law being investigated. This is coming from an EFCC witness. I think his case is already in court.
In court, yes.
Well, he's going to have his day in court. He was the one that came up with Air Nigeria that refused to fly.
To fly, yes. And a 45-year-old pastor, Ndokwe Omu, has been convicted. Well, a 45-year-old so-called pastor has been convicted and sentenced to 53 years imprisonment for defiling and sexually assaulting his 14-year-old daughter by penetration by a Lagos State Sexual Offences Court sitting in Ikeja. I think that story was up since 2 weeks ago or so, and he has been convicted now and sentenced to 53 years imprisonment, the so-called pastor.
And meanwhile, Kwara residents have been protesting abductions and killings, and they actually burned down the NDLA office and vandalized the Emir's palace to show their givers. In case you are wondering why the targeted the NDLE office. Well, that was the nearest remnant of a security agency that they could find, and they went their anger on the NDLE office as well as the Emir's palace. They are accusing the security agencies and the Emir of inaction over their travails and over the ravages of kidnappers in their community. A prominent agrochemical dealer in Lafiaji, popularly called Alaji Chemical, was reportedly apprehended from his Taiwo area residence on Sunday by suspected bandits. And they also, the protesters also cited serial cases of people being kidnapped every week, and they are accusing the Emir of not doing anything about it. And they are also indicting the governor and the council chairman of not doing anything about the situation.
Well, rather unfortunate. And this one says, child trafficking, police bust syndicate, rescue 12. Yes, that is in Imo State. And the command police command has uncovered what it called a massive child trafficking syndicate, arrested a suspect, also rescued 12 suspected stolen children. The command's public relations officer, Mr. Henry Okoye, who disclosed this in a press statement made available to newsmen in Owerri, also said that discreet investigation on the matter has commenced. Well, that is a good one on the part of the police in Imo State, and I believe they should, since investigations has commenced. I think more of such might be also uncovered.
Okay. Quickly before we open the phone lines, a defamation Islamic scholar Kaula remanded in prison. An upper area court in Kwara State has remanded the popular Islamic scholar Alaja Kafilat Kaula in Okekura Correctional Facility in a defamation case involving her and another popular Islamic preacher, Alpha Akeugbagold. Alaja Kaula, a female Islamic cleric and school owner, have been brought before the court by Alpha Taufik Akeugbagold over alleged defamation. During the court proceeding on Monday, counsel to Alaja Kaula had pleaded with the court to grant her client bail on self-recognition and her popularity, adding that she would not join bail. However, counsel to the plaintiff, Ajasa Ademola, opposed the bail application, saying that the law does not accord the personality of Alaja Kaula such privilege, saying that she was involved in a similar case. Well, being both preachers and servants of God, and I believe maybe they should have been able to settle this amicably, yes. But yes. I hope they will be able to eventually settle amicably for the sake of their followers and for the sake of what they both hold. I'm talking about being religious leaders in their own right.
Yes. Yes, we open the phone lines now, 08055009850. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Abdullah, Mr. Bibo.
Good morning, Mr. John.
John calling from Ilori. You said some group want the Ayapilo to become the chairman of APC, national chairman of APC.
Yes.
Which group? On behalf is contractors. Contractors. Which group in the right sense? We now decided to fight for Ayapilo to become national chairman. They are just contractors. I can tell you for free, the next few days, you will hear how they beat each other over the sharing of the money he gave to them. You will hear how they will beat each other. So, no group, as far as I'm concerned, they are just contractors. Secondly, the interim governor, how do we put it, in River State,
Sole administrator.
Who is about to leave office as far as we are concerned. Now wants to fix CCTV in government house as if there was none in government house before with 20 billion. Well, the man must have finished spending his pension when he left the military. Perhaps this is an opportunity to get another pension. I'm not accusing him of anything, but it doesn't make sense if you are put there for 3 months and all you need is to pay salary. All you need, I don't think he has the right to be doing all this project. 20 billion. Mobeku Dusi for you. Good morning.
Thank you. It's
Thank you
better
very
24 billion. And like Mr. John said, was there no CCTV
in government house?
In Rivers government house before?
Yes, I don't even think that that way then. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Okay, Michael, going from Oluyole.
Good to have you, sir.
Yes, sir. About this CCTV camera in the past government house. The money, to me, the money is not much. After all, it's not in dollars. So we should go ahead. It's done already. So we should go on. It's not more. Even to a state like River State or Rich State, it's not so that it's not so much at all. And tomorrow, Mr. Tulare, don't be surprised if Mr. Yayabino become APC chairman. Yes, this country is called Nigeria. So anything can happen in Nigeria. So you know they have turned the chairmanship to North Central. So don't be surprised. I'm not if he becomes APC chairman, I won't be surprised. Because the other time I said we should not run away. God bless to us in that work.
Thank you very much. But you should understand that you are saying that the money is not much. It is not for River State as a whole. It is only for government house.
Mr. Joe Michael was being sarcastic. Shouldn't you understand that, people?
Okay, now it should go on. All right. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello. Oh, we lost that. Please do well to call us back. 070-5555-1985. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Same to you.
Same to you.
Hey, my name is Kile Balabi from Malaka. I just want to comment on the reduction in price of premium motor speed by Dangote. That he has reduced the depot price from 880 to 840. I give kudos to the man. Because the private investor, he can increase or decrease. But I want to urge him that he should try to further reduce the price. Because for the sake of a common man, for the sake of common man, the Nigerian refinery is there, all this NNPC, we maybe are going to become, don't hear anything about it anymore. That's a comment for that one. On the issue of Obi, who said that if you do one time, there's a proverb in my language that when the orange is not good, you drink one. But the moment the orange is sweet, you can drink as many as this is a good statement from Obi. When you get there, they will use the machinery at disposal to do the second time. Have a nice working day.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, keep the calls coming in. 070-5555-1985.
Hello, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. I'm Gillian, telephone, whatever. Now, Peter Ozigo, all this video has been saying is typical Nigerian politician. He always sweet talk. Who is taxing him for his opinion and time he wants to spend? Let your agreement be with you and your cohort, all these people you are having agreements with. You don't want to hear your agreement. Who told you you are going to be anything again? So all those want to do one time, then who needs your all these people, know the way they reason. Then on the issue of PDP, they said their conventional secretary was appointed yesterday. They said it's the same secretary last week. I said something yesterday. I said PDP said, yeah, PDP will present President Tinubu at their flag bearer in next 27. Mark my word. You see, that's what they will do. PDP has supported the party. They will support President Tinubu in 2027. Then, on the issue of Malaji Akaula and Alaji Akebago, I was expecting them to approach the Sharia court, not the conventional court. So the reason why they did not approach the Sharia court, I'm baffled. So I was expecting them to do that. So thank you.
Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you. 070-5555-1985. Hello, good morning.
It's a human once again.
Okay.
In terms of I know the money is only meant for repassing the government house. I still repeat it. I stood my ground. It's not too much. God bless you.
Thank you very much.
All right, we can still squeeze in one or two more calls.
Yes, hello, good morning.
Oh, we lost
that. Yes.
070-5555-1985.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
This is Talaji Anyaboko.
Good to have you.
This was to confirm Alajia Kaula and Alajia Kejago. Like the last speaker said, they're supposed to book Sharia court. Please just say Sharia court can handle their case. And why these people are telling their integrity in the market? Not good enough. Now, secondly, about Sayatido. If Sayatido attend to the boss and JPC chairman, that means there's anything wrong with the constitution. The man who has to retire with the EFCC and now is contesting to become the EFCC chairman. Many things are wrong in this country.
Thank you very much, Baba. Yes, thank you very much. We'll take a short commercial break and we'll just round off the program.
Gbogbo ènìyàn ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ló mọ àrílẹ̀ ètò ìṣèjọba omi tuntun lábẹ́ ìṣàkóso ọlọ́lá jùlọ gómìnà Olúṣèyí Abíọ́dún Mákindé pàápàá lẹ́ka ètò ìlera tó péjú owó pẹ̀lú ìbámu ọmọdé aláboyún àtàwọn ìyálọ́mọ tí wà lálàáfíà ní ìtẹ̀síwájú àgbéyé àti àwòye àṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀bí oúnjẹ fọ́mọ tuntun jòjòló lómi ọyàn ìyá rẹ̀ fóṣù mẹ́fà àkọ́kọ́ ní kété ìbímọ láàrin wákàtí kan ìgbẹ̀bí ọmọ rẹ̀ nílé ìwòsàn gbọ́mọ tuntun jòjòló sọ́yàn fún ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ ìjígbégbé ọpọlọ okun àti agbára lẹ́yìn eléyìí fọmọ rẹ̀ lọ́yàn pọ́nbélé láì fi omi àgbo tàbí oúnjẹ kankan sí àfikún bó ti wulẹ̀ kó mọ fóṣù mẹ́fà gbáko àǹfààní eléyìí lọ́mọ tuntun jòjòló yóò fi wà ní ìlera tó jí pépé ọmọ tuntun tó mọ yàyà rẹ̀ fóṣù mẹ́fà lọ́pọlọ rẹ̀ máa ń dàgbà ìdènà àwọn àjàkálẹ̀ àrùn ìgbàláyè àwọn èròjà aṣaralóore àti afáralókun fi yàtọ̀ láàrin àwọn akẹgbẹ́ rẹ̀ ìyálọ́mọ tó ń pèsè ọjọ́ iwájú rere fọmọ rẹ̀ ní sàmúlò ìlànà gbígbọ́mọ sọ́yàn fóṣù mẹ́fà àkọ́kọ́ kọ́mọ lè dàwòye ìkéde ìlú wa látọ̀dọ̀ ikọ̀ àárín àti iléeṣẹ́ ètò ìlera ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́.
All right, we're back, but we have to go. Check your time is 7:30. Another interesting time on conversation. I'll be back same time tomorrow morning, God willing. My name is Tola Teriba.
And my name is Bimbo Akombi. Thank you very much for listening. Enjoy your day.
Do you know you can post your job vacancies on Jobberman for free?
Free? Really?
Yes! Through the Young Nigeria Works initiative, in partnership with Jobberman and the MasterCard Foundation, you can list jobs at zero cost.
And reach over 3 million job seekers?
Absolutely! Plus, you get smart tools to manage applicants and boost your brand.
Visit www.jobberman.com/employer/free-listing to post jobs for free today.
Hire right with Jobberman.
Oluyole FM 98.5.
Oluyole FM. Onjalala. Onjatoroto. Oluyole FM. Òkìlẹ̀ létí. Oluyole FM ó bára dọ́gba kí n sìn bí ọmọ àwélé ó jẹ́